Yo, 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 yo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another stream. Hope everybody's doing well. We got some action coming your way today. Working on not just my desert map, but also the stuff that will be happening in my desert map, the deployment of the shadow tree. You know, it's been really refreshing, actually, about some of the stuff that I've done with this desert map, and the fact that it's kind of centered around the implementation of the scrapyard and some of the other stuff related to that. For my money, the idea of having like a scenario that introduces some shit that we're adding is actually pretty exciting. Even though it is very niche, like I'm the only one who adds units to Hydra. But I think if people wanted to add like a new unit or something for a map crap, for example, it would make sense to theme like a mission or something around the inclusion of a unit. I don't know. It's just something that occurred to me just now. It's pretty cool, I think. So we do have a couple of other things that we want to discuss. Very briefly, I will mention that Antikythera has been receiving pretty regular development attention from Veek, and I myself have been monitoring that progress and also learning Go as time has gone on. So that will be something that I dedicate a decent amount of today on once I'm done with this stream. I'll be studying up on Go and seeing if I can make heads or tails of what Veek has already coded, so that hopefully he's not like... Basically, I don't want him to be like at the top of the skyscraper putting the last little wood panel in or whatever for the construction guys, while I'm sat there like looking up from the bottom floor like, oh, I wonder how I get all the way up there. I don't see an elevator. Like, I don't want the gap to be so massive, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping that I can get up to the same level or some level within spitting distance of him with just a bit of studying, so to speak. So that'll be the main plan there anyway. It's definitely something that I'm interested in keeping track of as time goes on, is whether or not that plan is successful. So we've been doing work for the last 3 days, today being the 4th day of Antikythera's existence in the first place, remember. I didn't have anything for the engine at all up until the first day that we streamed, right? That was when we really started going ho-hum, whole hog. So, based on that, we've got GPU integration via Raylib. We've got a main menu mockup, like demo with UI code and stuff. We've got data structures for the in-game and the out-of-game stuff. Obviously, all of this stuff work in progress. You know, not 100% complete, we'll say. But we have it. You know, we have some of this stuff put together. We have the tick rate stuff. We've figured out, like, okay, we know our next moves as well. And those next moves are to explore Go as a scripting language in addition to as like the foundational language, seeing what we can accomplish there. And then being able to take a step away from that and move it into networking as well. So if we can actually script some functionality and then we can synchronize that scripting through networking, those will be two massive steps, even if to accomplish them we don't actually have to do all that much. I'm not 100% how much we have to do yet, but that's another thing to mention. So just wanted to briefly intro that subject in there. Now we can jump straight into what I've actually got. I almost said dump because I was going to say dive and then jump at the same time. Don't say dump. We're not going to dump straight into anything. So I've built the latest version of the plugin for GPTP. This fixes a number of issues that, we introduced when we were porting over some things. So I'm just going to see if all of the abilities work correctly here. Do some testing on behalf of HYDRA. We get this fucking moron greeting, which is very nice. So it looks like this is working now in terms of actually... Yep, it appears to be working. So we'll go ahead and say that. Although I do think that this passive should probably just be active all the time, TBH, but whatever. What else was I going to do? So that seems to have worked. Yep, it's working. What else do we have for switch abilities? So Dirge is not working, but I think Icor said that he knows why. Let's see. What do we have? We have this. Okay. That's working. What else do we have? I think that's it for switch abilities, right? Oh, no, we also have Sublime Shepherd. I can't remember if I had a... Oh, there was a status effect on the unit itself. Okay. What else has got to switch? Oh, the Matroleth's Ensnaring Brood seems to work. Okay. That's fine. I don't think there was anything else, was there, as far as switch abilities go for Terran or Zerg? I think it was just that one. Take a look at these units real quick. It's working. I think we probably want to convert Disruption Field into an image and not a unit, and just get the image bounds. That will hopefully fix the bugs related to it. And using the image bounds as the factor there should probably fix that up. All right, that's working. Pretty sure. Hey, you guys aren't dying. That's a fireworks show. All right. I don't think there's anything else. I think I've tested everything. I could have missed something, but I think it's just dirge. But I'm pretty sure, again, I'm pretty sure Iquare actually mentioned that dirge isn't working. I just can't find wherever he said that. Oh, yeah, he did say it right here. Okay, so that test being done, now we can move on to... It depends on what I actually want to do. I could actually try to program in some additional abilities for... Essentially the abilities that we're missing for the Blackjack, Aspirant, and Cohort. I got a graphic for the Blackjack, but I gotta say, it's actually pretty terrible. I think the graphic itself is fine if we can get it to work, but obviously the problem is... Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. What a program. There we go. What did I want to edit? Close this. Blackjack. We'll say Scrappy Skirmish. Yeah, so the Blackjack graphic has some technical issues, I'll say that much. Basically, on the walk cycle, it doesn't have an outline where it has, like, I don't even know what you'd call it, but it's like shading or inking or something. It's like an outline. Whereas it does have that during the attack animation. And I think it would be easier to kill the outline on the attack animation, but that would make it look worse overall. So I actually want to make the outline work, but obviously that's kind of a tough ask, perhaps. It's probably possible to do. I just don't know how you would do it. It's probably possible to automate in Photoshop or something. But what else was I going to say about that graphic? It is kind of goofy in that its attack animation. Oh, I don't even know if it's an attack animation. Its action animation is like it basically the body uh, of the graphic descends and does a little wiggle. I actually think it looks pretty funny, like in an endearing way, not in a like immersion breaking way. But I guess I'll leave that up to people to decide. We are obviously like digging at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to graphics at this point. Maybe I could find something that I've just overlooked in terms of like maybe Tib Sun has some graphics that I could use. I just feel like all of their graphics are too small resolution, right? Like, in theory, this Wolverine graphic could do the trick. But I've already used this before, and it's pretty tiny, man. Oh yeah, I didn't finish the Tiberian Fiend, but... Well, maybe I did. I just have to recolor it at some point, I guess? I don't know. Oh no, maybe I hadn't finished the... I hadn't finished something. I don't remember what it was, though. Vital Device, I don't think they're rendered at the right angle. Oh, maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah, I think they're rendered at the wrong angle, which kind of sucks because, like, we could obviously use this. Like, the first fucking unit graphic I found. This looks like an Ahmed. That's kind of disappointing. It's somehow worse than if you didn't know that it existed at all. Why did they choose that angle? Pretty disappointing stuff. I don't think they had any walkers in Priority Survive. I'm pretty sure we've found all of the potential walkers. That were in Atomic Punk. I thought I actually had a conversion. Oh, here we go. Maybe. Earth. Unit Lunatic. Oh yeah, I was supposed to actually use this unit at some point. I guess this could be the Autocrat or something. It is kind of a funny... It's a pretty cool graphic, to be honest. I don't mind it at all. I just need to find a version that actually has the... muscle tank. I need to find a version that has all of the parts, basically. I don't actually remember seeing this capital ship in play before. Because I think I've seen the castle. Unless it's the same thing. They do look kind of similar. No, they're clearly different. Like, I could see that being useful. Magician. Shark. Forgot about the shark. I could actually use the magician eventually, I think. I forgot about dad throw core, dude. Holy shit. Bit of a wild graphic. It's a bit weird that they have, like, shit like this. Oh, this could obviously be used, but again, I need a version of it that has actual facing directions. I can definitely convert the dad throw core at some point. And I guess I'll grab the capital ship and lunatic graphics. I'll have to message Voyager, I guess, about the... Nah, I'll just do that later. That's not really a massive requirement right now. I think we would call this one... Actually, what do we want to call this one? This might end up being like the Siren or something. I'm thinking it could be the Autocrat, but it has that melee attack, which I think is... Like, I don't actually know which graphic would utilize that. It doesn't have to be melee necessarily. Let's see. What's the Siren got? Actually, I think the Striga might be a really good fit for that unit if we can make it like the main issue is that I would want him to like attack while moving or something. I also envisioned a female for both Siren and Striga, and that graphic does look pretty obviously male to me. Don't know what the fuck that would look like or what graphic that would be. All right, let's go back to our other packages. I'm thinking... Yeah, so this is the castle we saw earlier. Smasher A and C are just tanks. What a ridiculous graphic. Already used that one. Now here's the thing. In theory, I could use this, but I don't think it's a good idea. It does look pretty terrible. Actually, the Junker graphic could work fine, but I use that for the, obviously I use that for, the manifold. And I don't think I've stumbled upon a reasonable alternative. So. IDK LOL. Private dead body. Alright. The cloud is kind of interesting, but it's also fucking whack. I don't know what's going on there. And I think it has like a weird filmy, like, it's almost like a single pixel on either side that's just looks ugly as fuck. Huncraft really only had nothing in terms of usable graphics. What's up, Milestone? How you doing? Yeah, these are all air or a tank, I think. Oh, you mean the stuff that Vic put together recently for the... Oh, never mind. You're talking about earlier in there. They've been there for a while, and they're from Five Nations, but DF was the one to port them, so he's a nice guy. I still find this graphic to be hilarious. Paratroopers. That's a map crap at some point. Negotiator. For a very short amount of time, I used this man as the Cyprian, just so you know. Yeah, I didn't find anything as expected. I guess we can give it one last try and take a look through the DLDB as far as the units go. Whenever this website loads. This website clearly not programmed in Go. What? There's Mike there. Did you guys see Mike? Space Butter. Oh, I didn't even check Outlive, actually. But I am pretty sure that there's no way I can make use of the Outlive graphics. Could be wrong. Apocalypse. Chaos. Dominator. I guess I could use Electro. I guess so. That is true. I didn't think about that one. Maybe that's what we use instead. Oh, that's Shaman. Raider. Oh yeah, that's the Cyprian. Electro it is. My only major misgiving is that I'm not really. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really my favorite thing. All right, let's take another look through in case I come up with something else. It's too bad the Five Nations sprite guys didn't make ground units, though their animation skills are questionable. So that might be why. I was just thinking that I don't have a reason to do this right now, but I could take the Sarah and Infested Kerrigan graphics and use those at some point for infantry. I would probably reskin them both in some way, slightly, so that they looked different than just the regular one. Obviously, people would be able to immediately see, oh, that's that graphic. But, like, for example, if I wanted some sort of melee Zerg strain, I could take Infested Kerrigan and use that as a placeholder. So that would probably be a new unit type, though. So I don't know. All right, let's pop open the iScript file. Because DF might actually be able to salvage the graphic that I sent him earlier. Right, this is Blackjack, old iScript. Okay. Now we'll just quickly take a look at this. So it goes 2, 3, 0. And then 4, 5, 6, 7. How many frames are even in this? All the way up to F. 8, 9. Okay. Apparently I've exported all of my fucking, or some number of my files over here. It's pretty stupid. Alright, now, if we pop into, here we go. Oh, I didn't actually add the latest stuff in, so that would probably help. Now, if this ends up working out okay, I think I can just... Oh, well, that's great. Alright, it's working out okay. I just need the selection circle to obviously be... looks like it's too far down, and it could probably stand to be one size up, but we'll see. You know what's really funny is that unit looks like a tiny little baby unit, but that's probably one of the largest units in Outlive, because their scale is all kinds of fucked up. Although I haven't played the game, so I couldn't... Maybe the scale makes sense in that aspect. Alright, so we will get rid of the vertical... We'll set the vertical position to like 9, like a normal unit, I guess, and then we'll just set it to 2 and see what happens. It's actually still too far up. Oh, wait. It doesn't even look like... Did I not save this? Should be a noticeable difference. Yeah, it's definitely noticeable, so I just didn't save it correctly, I guess. So let's go back to 9. It is kind of stupid that I'm stuck with presets instead of being able to define any size I want to fit any unit profile. I think we'll set it to like 12, and that should be it. Because, you know, you got to increase by 3 at a time. Let's minimize that. So we've got that implemented. It's not great, but it's functional. So let me just jump over here. Implement functional blackjack graphic. So now we just need to get those behaviors of these units actually implemented, as well as the weapons. That's an obvious one that I should probably investigate. So let's take a look at PyDat again. We can close that. All right, Blackjack is implemented, cohort is implemented, and aspirant is implemented. So now, if we open up weapons dat, we have this one which is unused, so we can use this for the blackjack, or whatever it's called. Let's go back to the blackjack page. The mono gun. Alright, let's take a look at this. This is 865. I don't know what 625 is. Okay, it's that. The normal. 5 range, that's fine. Okay. Air and ground. Pretty straightforward. Oh, this is not really impactful, but I did remember that the Pazuzu didn't say vehicle plating on it. I'll fix that. Let's go to current patch. Pretty minor bug, obviously. Let's check out weapon ID, since we have this one, mono gun, blackjack weapon. And then we're going to check out another unused weapon. Is this? Okay. This will be our Gauss pistols. Cohort. What do we have? I wonder if 6 damage is reasonable, but I guess this is a fairly pricey unit in terms of having 50 gas. I think it's it takes more time than the Marine as well. The Maverick. Should actually change these. All right. And then we have Science Ass. Just build with these new things defined. $15, 6 range, normal. What's up, Viker? I've got the first 3 units of the scrapyard, including the scrapyard itself, actually. So 4 when you include that. Taken care of, and I was just defining the weapons. I think I have to make a slight hard code change. And then in... oh yeah, I do have to make a hard code change. So cohort. The factor for that has to be 1, and then I've just got to call it twice in the attack. Where are we at for attack? There you go. How is it going for you, actually? All right, let's do this correctly. Might as well clean this up now. I'm realizing I should have actually put the unit name before the weapon name, because there's, as you can see, it's kind of difficult for me to remember the weapon names offhand. All right, we've done that. So turn pro.zerg. We need a couple of other stuff. Wow, what a classic. Didn't think about that one when I made the username. Pro-Yesco. Shout out to Veek in the chat, obviously been working on the engine the past couple of days. Pretty cool guy. Might be time to, sooner than we thought, we might have to make chat queer, guys. Why didn't you sleep for an entire night? What were you doing all night? Working on an engine? It would be kind of funny if I got to the point where I was like making all of these programs as I was making all of the Quare programs, but obviously iQuare wasn't. that would be pretty hilarious to me. Congrats. Well, Sleep Q7, what do you think we should do? Oh yeah, I'm gonna need an icon for this at some point. What? Oh, should probably mark the scrapyard as implemented. I didn't think about that. For a second, I was like, ooh, Watchdog, that sounds like a cool name. And then I remembered it was the missile. Pranked. Oh, I also need to go into units. There we go. Oh, okay. Makes sense. For a second, I was trying to remember where that was from, and then I remember it. I was like, wait, didn't I say that? Oh, I'm not wrong. Let's go, my guide dogs. I think the original line was intoned differently, but that's probably a better way to say it, so. Oh yeah, Chocks. That you writing Halcyon Times reminds me. What do you actually think? You said something, right? At some point, you said something. This is years ago, but you were like, "Man, 1 year ago was so epic compared to now," or something. Has that flipped yet? Have you started to realize that the most epic years are yet to come? Because that's how I feel. I mean, I felt that back then too, but I remember this is something we had a very brief conversation on during like one mod stream or another. If you want to sleep Q7 program stuff, Veek, you can do the behaviors for these new units. Configure weapons for scrapyard units. No, no, no. I'm talking about like this is years ago that we said that you were like talking about how like some year that Pat and I did LPs and that you did some work on variators. I don't remember what exactly it was, but it was something where you were like, this year, like today sucks, but yet last year was epic or something. And I was like, yeah, that's how you should. I mean, that's how it all is, though. Maybe you don't remember this at all, and I just sound like a lunatic for saying it, but it was a thought that occurred to me. If we would use Frauds Club unit defs for the engine. Yeah, I think we talked about that when you first made the website stuff, Veek. That in a roundabout way, you could conceive of the engine to have begun production when we did that. Yes, the epic has no end, obviously. Yeah. What do you miss about the older LPs that you think would be beneficial if we? What the fuck? Why do we have two dudettes that are the same thing? Hold on. SI, what are you doing, dude? Prank. I think there's a lot of missing information about the stuff on from the website stuff for parsing data. Like we're missing acquisition range, score, like a bunch of other things that we would be using. Yeah, that's true. We kind of maybe that's the problem is that all of the relevant titles to shit on, or most of the relevant titles to destroy, have already been destroyed. You know. I'm sure we'll find something hilarious though, out of the insanity that awaits us. Yeah, score is well. We have to keep track of how much credit you should be getting in your score at the end of the score screen. I guess we don't have to. Like we could just not have scoring systems at all. But score is used as a track to keep track of target priority for AI in Brood War, which is like a. I think it's a mostly accurate system for. For that stuff, anyway. No, I don't. Oh, if they don't have a target, maybe, but they never switch targets, as far as I understand. I think the other thing we can do for that sort of thing as well is we should be able to define like what the AI wants to prioritize. Like on the surface prank level or whatever, you can just say, "Oh, I want my AI to hate siege tanks or whatever." But realistically speaking, you could lay out like, for example, you could have a situation where the AI is trying to think of how to describe this. I was thinking that there could be a situation where the AI is um, has a certain composition or playstyle where a specific subset of enemy unit types could destabilize it. So if you flag like certain units as artillery or certain units as skirmishers or certain units as like rangers or whatever, like the hydralisk, for example, or a bactylisk or something, like maybe you would then be able to tell the AI to prioritize uh, units that meet certain flags, so like ranger and concussive, like concussive damage dealing, and then use like specific other units that have other flags to attack them. But I don't know, it does feel a little weird to like fiat that. I think maybe instead of worrying too much about what the enemy is doing, we should start by implementing a system that just allows the AI to manage its own units very well, almost like not taking into context what the enemy is doing with their army. It's like if we can just get them to like kite backwards efficiently and maybe like position melee units and shorter ranged units ahead of like longer ranged units and try to like keep that structure more or less in the middle of a battle. If we can get them to do that pretty consistently, then that covers most, like there's going to be edge cases, but that covers a decent amount of like general purpose engagements, and then we can like iterate on that as we test out some more things. You want your AI to hate workers and make them spam Cantavises and Acantors. I agree. Hell yeah. What's going on, Lucy? I have placed a cactus. Yeah, no, it's fine. I actually enjoy like somehow finding a way to use every opportunity to shill my new names that are unpronounceable. Oh, actually, that one's not going to be unbuildable, so I can't really put it there. Is that one unbuildable? No. There you go. I like the idea of placing these like vulture doodads around the and firebat doodads or Huracan doodads around the mineral lines. For me, that makes a lot of sense because it gives you that like, oh, they were harassing or dropping or something. If we had like dropship Trojan doodads, I would throw those there around as well. I think there are a pretty decent number of simple unit names, like Maverick, for example. I think the problem with people remembering names is that they're not remembering the name of a new unit. Like, I don't think, even though it's an more abstract name, I don't think people have had difficulty remembering the name Pazuzu or Penumbra, and those are three-letter name or three-syllable names. So it's not like they're the simplest names at all, but they're of new units. Like everybody knows that. Oh yeah, that graphic's the Penumbra, that graphic's the Pazuzu. Like when they see that, I think the biggest issue is just people remembering the original name and having that be so reflexive obviously gets in the way of them being able to learn any new names. And that was the initial reason to avoid doing any renaming of that stuff in the first place. But obviously, we decided as more or less as a community, not just myself, that it makes sense to give it a proper shout in that respect and see what you can accomplish with renaming some of the units. Yeah, it seems like head and shoulders above Marine in terms of uh, establishing a theme. Yeah, I don't think that there's any name that is unpronounceable. Anti-Chthon might get a little confusing for people. That's obviously the max tier inhumane unit. Um, like the World Ender tank. But that's probably the only example of one that's like not Zerg and also a bit difficult for people to pronounce if they're not used to it. Like let's take a quick look through the Terran stuff, right? So we've got Maverick, Hurakan, Cyprian. Maybe Hurakan and Cyprian are a little tough to pronounce if you haven't heard them before. Obviously Cyprian's a new unit, so but I don't think Hurakan is that bad. Like it's even Ahmed, Hurakan. Use that to remember. Cleric is obviously super easy. We haven't renamed anything besides Trojan, which is pretty easy. It's obviously used when discussing like it's used pretty frequently to discuss like cyber warfare anyway, right? Eidolon is a common name actually. People know that for a couple of different reasons. Is three syllables instead of ghost, so I get that. And what else do we have? Phalanx is super easy. Seraph is super easy, actually easier than Science Vessel. Valkyrie's not changed. Mason over SCV is quicker to say and obviously a pretty easy one to rattle off. There's Minotaur instead of Battlecruiser, which is actually more compact. Pretty easy to say as well. Yeah, I don't think maybe there's some names for the new units for the Terrans that might be a little tough on the mouths of non-native speakers, but and then for Protoss, we have Scribe, Envoy, Witness. Pretty easy there. Artisan Monogram eventually. And then there's the Clarion as well. We got Zealot. Dracodon, I can understand people maybe mispronouncing this like Dracadon or something initially, but that's fine. Ecclesiast is pretty simple. Legionnaire Hierophant, pretty simple. A lot of these are actual words, right? And then there's Kabbalist. Cantavis, Some of the Latin names may be a little bit difficult, like a Cantor or Cantavis or whatever. Atreus is pretty easy. Amaranth is a plant. Archon, Mind Tyrant, Augur, Pariah, pretty easy stuff there. Demiurge. Demiurge might be a little tough for people if they haven't heard the word before, I guess. Vassal Simulacrum Manifold, Golem Idol, Barghest Architect. Yeah, all that stuff is pretty easy. So yeah, I guess the two that I'll give you credit for is Cantavis and a Cantor, being as they are just composites of Latin words and not actual words. The same is actually true for Laneffect, but it's a pretty easy word to pronounce usually. Panoptus is kind of similar, but it's been around long enough that I think people have caught on to it as well. And this one looks like you would pronounce it like Empyrean or Empyrean or something. It's Empyrean, which kind of throws me off as well, personally. But that's just because the word is kind of goofy. And then, yeah, everything else is pretty basic. Empyrean is easy for you? Yeah. I was expecting it to be pronounced a different way, which is, for a while, that was true of Anthelion. I thought it was Anthelion or something initially, but Anthelion is, it's not even something that I've used, but it was the name of a Warcraft 3 project I had in play. Anti-Chthon is here. So if you've ever seen like this word Chthon, it's basically Greek for earth. So that's where this is like, it's counter Earth is basically what this means, or opposite of Earth or whatever. Mirror Earth, maybe. So Chthon is, I'm not actually sure if that's how you pronounce Chthon, TBH. Let's see if we can get a pronunciation guide. Pronunciation. How to pronounce. Well, that's obviously wrong. It is Chthon, so. Yeah, seems like it is anyway. Obviously, that's not a linguistic site, but whatever. Yeah, you just imagine it's like K and then Thon. Chthon. Arbiter name is Didact, which is one less syllable. It might be Catan instead, but Chthon sounds more epic, so we'll go with that, especially since it's also, there's a TH in the word. Didact? That's just a word. It means teacher. You never heard like autodidact, for example, is self-teacher, somebody who teaches themselves. That, I feel like that one's like one of the easier names actually, so that might be more in the realm of personal problem, more or less. Oh, we can bury some SCVs underneath our Zerg allies base. Perfect. An Easter egg. No, not even really an Easter egg, TBH. It's more like something you will see if you lose the game because your ally died, because you didn't defend them very well. You know, there was an old map I made where an associate of Ahmed's had gone completely mad, and Ahmed tries to go find him, and he walks into a desert map, like a corner of a desert map that's just filled with the dead Ahmed doodad, the dead Firebat doodad. And it's just like covered in a bunch of dead Firebat doodads, the whole thing. And Ahmed's like, what? Huh? Who did this? Thought it was pretty funny. You hate your Masons. Yeah, that's true. You munched on them. It doesn't really make any sense to put a bunker down here, to be honest. Maybe right there. We can justify. Don't want to block off too much build space over here, obviously, but over in these what I presume will be less traveled areas, it's obviously a bit more acceptable. My cat is making a lot of noise. Quite abnormal, actually. He's probably yelling at the dog or something. All right. It's kind of getting there, but Desert does have that I don't know how massive of an issue it is, but it does feel like it's hard to make desert look good without spamming a bunch of doodads, you know? Destroyed. We've done it. We've exposed these clowns for making these tiles unbuildable. I'm not really sure what the one thing is. I guess that's the unknown flag. It's probably related to sprites or something. Okay. Why? Tile set updates are a sleeper hit in terms of how impactful they end up being. Stuff like this where I'm just improving pathability. I think somebody just was drunk when they were putting this stuff together. I kind of like the idea of allowing units to climb on that stuff and actually get a height advantage, but it's not very readable, so it would just cause a lot of confusion in the middle of a game, I think. All right, we've done that. An issue is obviously I don't think that the high sand dunes doodads were laid out the same way, but let's see what we got here. I did just make it so that that was fully pathable, it looks like, so I guess I should do that up here as well. Even though it does look a little odd. It also doesn't make any sense why a fucking plant would block pathing. And I'm not talking about Protoss. Kind of feel like you should be able to walk on this too, but... Oh, no, it has a sprite associated with it. That would look really weird. I think this is laid out in the same way, so we might be able to copy and paste the flags from the upper sand dunes tiles to the lower ones. Copy. Paste, shift height up. Let's see. Looks like everything is in order there. I don't see any issues. Yeah, it should be good. All right. So let's see what that looks like when we add it to the editor MPQ. All right, let's close this out. Oh, shit. Epic 7 did some work. Standard improved and standardized doodad. Nothing. Buildability. Desert. All that. All right, that's up. That's up. The question is, do I keep working on implementing things like the Claymore and the Siren and throw in the future station as well? Like, it's possible. All right, so I'm going to take a sec to BRB. Quickly, I will look at the beautiful, almost completely buildable tiles that we've got going on here as a result of my changes. I'll check walkability real quick. Walkability, TBH. Oh, it looks like I've got to potentially standardize some things about the cliffs. Yeah, I don't think I have ever standardized the cliff pathing and stuff. Stuff like this is pretty goofy. Yeah, I think that's much better in general. Oh, I never got that. That's obviously fucked. I'll have to fix that at some point. All right, so I'll have you guys look at this lovely scene, and I shall return momentarily. You. Commit alert. Veek has committed something to Antikythera's engine. Commit alert. What's it do? Ah. So he's got the stuff for ticking through and progressing any scripts and whatnot. It looks like it's soft coding the style instead of hard coding it. Organizing it so it's referencing a separate file. Ah, style.fonts. Epic. All right, I figured it out. What's up, Alexander? I think Icor just decided to snooze again, unless he'll sign on in the next like hour or so. Wonder what he's been up to. I was hoping that he would be able to finish up the initial lag fixing refactor, which isn't going to fix everything, but it should make things slightly faster. I think we already have slightly improved performance anyway, but I guess at some point, maybe towards the end of the stream, I'll do dry run, sort of like live, improvised AI cast over as a bit of a test. That'll tell me, I think that'll tell me a decent amount. Oh, I see what I'm upset about here. This. Fixed. We've got some doodadding decoration. Did I not define the scrapyard? I did. Oh, it's listed in add-ons. That's my oopsie. Wait, the gallery is still in here? That doesn't seem right. Oh, I've probably replaced the gallery with the guild hall. In terms of unit ID, it's 185. Yeah. But I'm not sure if I want to do that, because I don't actually have the intention to... Like, we've got Olympian and Autocrat. I don't really have the intention to move those over. But do I already have Biotic Base and Tinkerer's Tower in here? Apparently, for unit IDs, I do. And I think I have Siren and Claymore, but I don't have Striga, Luminary, Tarask, or Anti-Chthon. Might be worth, since we're limited on unit IDs, it might be worth doing something else with those, TBH. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Well, whatever. I guess I'll. Throw some doodads around. I recently updated all of the doodads, so well, standardized the majority of the doodads so that they wouldn't be so hit or miss when it comes to pathing and buildability. Should allow me to chuck them around a few more places. We have to have a fallen Ahmed who tripped and fell down. Schedule on Manifest Todd is outdated. Oh, I probably didn't update the week, but that is actually the plan for this week, so I just forgot to set it to the correct date initially. Oh, it's actually 21, isn't it? I think my calendar, my physical calendar starts on Sundays, but my Windows calendar starts on Mondays. So. Frank, we're basically planning on doing engine dev streams whenever we have the time. Yeah, 3, dude. But the contributing factor to that is obviously like my schedule with casting and Veek's schedule with classes. So, oh yeah, I should also add in say 1500 Elo Heaven with you. Me. I can't believe there's actually a guy named Yumi, by the way. Literally you, me. Not like you, the letter U, but you, the word you. And then me is spelt with a 3. It's actually quite a few simulations now that I think about it. Holy moly. Hats off to that gentleman. I just used that earlier. Fuck. What do I use there? There. That's fully walkable and buildable, so that'll work. I think it's digital, but he can tell you. That should be buildable as well. Yeah. And fully walkable. Hell yeah. All right. Well, I'll change that file name, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be like that long term. Oh yeah, probably do that. Remember when that used to crash? Just crash by MPQ with no discernible reason why. Pretty hilarious. I wonder if the reason being is because of infrastructure or something. Why the fuck is Zerg Chrysalis? Oh, I know why, if I had to guess. The Zerg Chrysalis unit ID is probably like 150? Yeah, it's the Tinkerer's Tower. Okay, that's why. It's a good prank. Be Terran Tinkerer's Tower. Hold on. Crashed Minotaur. I don't actually know what ID this is. This appears to be 127, 126. So that's biotic base. Terran biotic base. Add-ons. So I'm not changing that just yet. Well, no, I may already have. Yeah, I did. Okay. So that's out of there. That is true. You won't have to do that. Trying to think of the least intrusive place to pre-place this. Guess I'll just do it there. You might want defenses or something over there. Do it over there. Yeah, this is why I would prefer to just give people resources or something and have a pre-building phase where they instantly get whatever they're trying to get, but can't do that obviously. Because these guys have already been here for like months, so it's kind of retarded that they only have 3 structures, to be honest, but my caveat there is that they were trying to avoid detection. This is going to be a very non-standard map, so I'm expecting there will probably be some pushback from people. But that's okay. They can play pretty much any other map they want. I mean, you only have one enemy to begin with, so it's not. This is very far from a standard experience. Wait, what do I want this guy to do again? This guy will probably just play standard. probably about as reserved as I'm gonna get there. Why isn't it working? Oh, there you go. I think that should probably be the only thing that blocks your path, TBH. I don't know why they're oriented in different offsets, but it's pretty not epic. The fuck? Dude, what drunken moron put this stuff like this? What is going on, dude? This is like asinine in impressive ways. Like I am impressed. It is pretty dumb that Blizzard basically just never went back and reevaluated their like basic things like pathfinding. All right. We've done it. Well, that was almost symmetrical. All right, I already checked. Oh, wait, no. I do have to fix that. All right. I also still have to do all of this pathfinding stuff, as well as height corrections for the dirt cliffs, because they are foobar. The fuck? Why? How have I not seen this? Jesus. I'm being viciously attacked. Mental warfare. Just by knowing that this exists in the game. Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, I don't think I can do that here. I could do it here. I think. Let's see. No, that horribly broke everything, apparently. Oh, no, that's fine. I'll just make everything completely walkable and then mirror this. So we've got... That means I will have to fix the height as well, which is pretty frustrating. I guess the mirror thing doesn't actually work. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Pretty entertaining stuff. But it's cool too, like it's nice to see I'm not a crazy fan of the United States Marine Corps or United States military or whatever. Like, sure, there's a ton of shit that I, as a citizen of this country, don't even know about. When that, we want to open that can of worms, but the physical fitness stuff about that is actually pretty nice. Like, if we can get that message out to people, we'll probably just have a better society. So people will be less fucked. All right, so gotta do this all over again. Just let me play. I don't see any tooltip. Oh, yeah, okay. Veek is hard at work on user interface. All right, we have this. Actually, the height of this is all fucked up anyway, so a good excuse as any to fix it. Yeah, they do seem to do that. Is my issue as far as recruitment tactics go, but as long as you're like a thinking person, you should be able to just forget about that and maybe use it as, I don't know. You don't, if you're really, all I'm looking at it for is like, hopefully it inspires some people to get physically fit. That's all I'm thinking about that. I agree that it is most likely a recruitment tactic. Wait, what the fuck? Oh. Okay. Fixed, homie. Oh yeah, this is where we need to Oh, they've done it again, haven't they? They've done it again. Yup. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, Jesus. Welcome to Lard, boys and girls, where for the desert, the desert tile set, as well as obviously the ice tile set where I already fixed this, the compound, or in ice it's outpost, doodads are just fucked. The doodads here have to be re-imported over because they didn't import it twice as separate megatile IDs. So the height and pathability, but the height is obviously the most important part, of one is the same as the height of the other. So on the highest ground, you lose terrain advantage by using a ramp. Pretty good. So now that I've re-imported them with my own settings, go ahead and copy this. Paste. Shift height up. And that's fixed. Let's see if the sandy sunken pit is any different here. All right, looks like... Ah! Fraud! 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 Fraud alert! Also, these are fraud. Yeah, these are the same. Same tiles again. All right, boys, we're going in. Operation fuck. Oh, I was hitting the right button earlier. I guess we might as well use this opportunity to check the pathability of this and make it more sane. Jesus. Don't even know who would bother using this stuff because it's so ugly. But at least we'll make it less ugly from a gameplay perspective. Oh, this one doesn't even have the same tiles. You like that? The topmost bit here is missing from this one. Jesus. So this is essentially just unusable then. Big surprise. There you go. Moderately delarded. Not delarded enough. Oh yeah, that's reasonable. Just make all of these tiny things that are completely pathable unbuildable. Fuck off, but... Imagine this being your life. Just walk over that one, IMO. Alright. Oh, do I even want to see this one? Maybe I fixed this one? It looks like I already adjusted this one. Because it's not nearly as bad as I expected. Maybe I'm just taking credit where it's actually lards. But after what I just witnessed, they don't deserve any credit. Let's be real. Yeah, it looks like I already adjusted that one. Oh, Jesus. I didn't look at the lower parts. Holy fuck. It's almost like these are supposed to be, like, cavernous. And that you should be able to walk into them or something. That's really weird. I would like to see that turn into like an epic moment in gameplay at some point where somebody walks up like their tank up into this area or whatever, squeezes it in there, and then just sieges it. That would be pretty funny, I think. Oh, cool. We still have to figure out how to make the highlight thing or the backdrop that the square stretch to only obscure or support the text. But yeah, that's coming along. I was thinking actually about the merits of a Starcraft style menu. I don't know what you guys think about it versus a more conventional menu. I personally think that we'll probably start off with something very basic anyway, but maybe we'll experiment with more involved menus. But it's coming along. Who needs sleep when you've got Antikythera, dude? Sub-iron torch. Yeah, the settings menu won't be very elaborate at all, I don't think, but I was just thinking in terms of just in terms of trying to slap together something like thinking more in the long term, I guess, menu wise. Wondering what the merits are of a more involved one that's like, how would you describe it anyway? It's like a situation where you oh, I see. I didn't do that. Yeah, let's just do that. I like that. I'm thinking of it like you have the opportunity to really make a statement with your menu. Obviously, we want responsivity, so like instant click, like animations. I think the animations should come after the buttons almost. Like you click, it instantly changes the buttons, and then there's a like an animation that comes in after that, if anything. That almost like the background of the buttons fade in or something. So you can just like hit the buttons on your keyboard for shortcuts, or you can click around or whatever. I think that would be significantly better than whatever else. All right, I think we're in the clear for those. Fixed up a lot of the issues with that tile set. I guess the real question is I should double check to see something. I don't imagine they fucked it up this badly, but... Oh my god! Wait, hold on. Is this a false alarm or? Wait, hold on. Alright, maybe that's a false alarm. I have like some extra shit running, don't I? Wait, what is that? What is the... What is this? I think they actually have the low terrain height. Oh my goodness. I think the cliffs of Compound are actually low terrain. Is there a map I can test this in? That uses high compound somewhere? Oh, cheats are disabled. Fuck. I wonder if it's even possible for me to... Oh wait, it wouldn't even be in this one, would it? When do you play on Desert? How soon? I think the quickest way there is the Terran campaign. Oh, I should just be able to jump into like resources, Starcraft campaign. Oh wait, I can't because it's not an SCM. Fuck. All right. Fuck. Just one for number, bruh, TBH. What's up, Cascathalor? I can't skip the cutscenes because the escape key is disabled in campaigns. Hey, Stukov is also a shuttle portrait or an envoy portrait. Did you know Duran is an idol? I don't remember this part of the campaign when Six Penumbra just beat down the fucking Dominion base. I should have just not even interacted with this guy, TBH. I'm actually surprised that the campaign maps don't just like crash HYDRA, to be honest. Jesus, this is way too much of a fucking break in pace. Okay, anytime you want to unpause me. Oh. There you go. Hi, guys. All this just to do something where I could just test it real quick. Now I want to see how many missions I can get through with Oh, this is a good prank. This prank will be amazing because because I have to bring shamans that are renamed in the map to Terran Pilot to the to the beacons. Oh, and I've replaced the. That's pretty funny. Well, check this out. Talk about my speedrun strats. This is pretty funny. Oh, is there another one somewhere? Oh, it's down here. Oh. I lost a single pilot, so it got mad at me. What the fuck? How am I supposed to... There you go. I did it. No, this is actually funny to me, so... Brutalized ammo. So we managed to somehow make it through this one, which is pretty amazing. It's too bad that like the unit IDs that I ended up replacing, it's not like I'll accidentally have like Phoboses or something. I accidentally had blackjack, so whatever. This is just all kinds of busted. Why do they do this? It's pretty AIDS. Oh, it crashed. Just an inexplicable random bit of walkability, by the way. I can't believe how much work I have to do to fix Blizzard's tiles. I'm larding myself either way. Look at all these fucked up pieces. It's impressive. It's very impressive. Oops. Oh, I fucked this one up. This is supposed to be the other way. Whoa! 3, 0, 0. Well, changing to the height layer apparently broke that one. I'm not sure what happened there. We'll just go ahead and generate height from walkability. Okay. I swear I've done this before, but it's just that I've done it for so many different tiles that they all blend together. And not in the tile blend sense, although that was a good pun. Didn't think about that one. Just very quickly switch over to group multi-selection and grab these. I think you have to go with a one-size-fits-all approach for these cliff tiles, just on the basis of them being... Oh, I see what I'm supposed to do here. Just because they're all, like, obviously visual... variants. Alright, so that's that. Let's quickly grab these, generate height from walkability. Save our progress so far. Never know when this program wants to throw a crash your way. Let's just wipe the slate here so that I can take a look. This does require a bit of fucking divination via entrails. Okay. Don't think we need pathing for any of that stuff. This is a cliff tile that, if we scroll all the way back up, it's basically this, where it just has the upper leftmost two, which also blends with the other one, but I don't want to have that one there at all because naturally, those two alone are never going to be enough, whereas the two on a north-facing cliff will probably blend. The north tile after that will be fully pathable, usually, where this one is obviously not, so we don't need any pathing data there. It's just going to serve to complicate things. We'll say the same about this one because it's the same thing. Now this is normally just top left, so we'll do the same. We'll oh no. Okay, we can do one, but I highly doubt that will ever be useful, so I'll just say no. Now this is where it gets different. Normally we have this. Oh no, we have this normally for this tile. And the caveat here is that we should actually just have that completely there. So that's that. And with this, we can do that as well. And then we've done those. And then I just need to adjust the cliff things. So if I jump back up here real quick, I just want to tackle that, make that way. Just for the sake of being consistent. I'll just Control G that one and save. And then I think the dirt cliffs will at least be fixed. Let's take a look at the compound stuff. There's compound and sandy sunken pit. And if compound is as fucked as I fear, then that will be its own travesty. We'll ignore sandy sunken pit for now. I'll have to come back to that one, I think. Why not go a step further? I don't understand. Maybe they're worried about what I should also be worried about, which is cliffs getting fucked up somehow. Units decolliding up cliffs. Ah, okay. This one actually went much faster than I expected it to. Again, we'll just wipe out all of this stuff and then see what we want to do with it. Then we can copy this over. We have to check as well if, like, something like this is 2113, 2113. Let's compare it to this, which is a different tile. So I wonder, maybe they just got their height fucked up or something. We'll see if our copy-paste thing fixes it later. So this tile is normally like this. It's up against a tile that is normally like this. So I think we just do that for the sake of consistency. This tile is normally like this. So we'll do that. That would be the compromise. This tile is normally like, I think this. Yeah. And on the counterpoint, it's normally like that. So we'll do this. I guess that's how this one should also be. Oh, this one is for, I think this one's for the cliff edge or whatever, so I guess we can try this. I'll check it in game later and verify if that's the right one. Did we just make it so that the... Yeah, okay. So this is the correct pathfinding for that. And I don't think we need anything for over there, so... Let's grab these. Control G to generate the height. Save. And then... Copy. Paste. Shift height up. Save. And let's take a look at what we got so far. This all checks out so far. Yeah, I don't see any issues or errors. Seems fine. All of this, let's paint here. No reason for these to have different height values. And then I think the same is true over here. It looks like that was the only one that had anything anyway. So I'll just go up and fix this in here. So these are inner corners. All right. What's up, Terran Dominion? And hey, notably, one thing that would definitely be obvious here if the tiles were fucked up in the same way that those doodads were is, oh, here's some lard. Just fix that real quick. If the tiles were screwed up in the same way that the cliff doodads were, like the ramps, we would actually see the... Oh, we would have overwritten the tiles with our copy-paste operation. So we can have some confidence that that's not screwed up in the same way. All right, let's save this, because we've done a lot of epic stuff. Close this. And we're going to wrap up the stream here. We're just going to add the latest tile set stuff and commit that to the repo, the development repo. And then rejoice in the fact that we have fixed our tile issues. For example, if we ever want to place a high compound ramp, we can do so without the height being all kinds of fucked up. Pretty nice. Gauss rifle hit. Oh yeah, blackjack needs to be like the 142 appear on target unit. It's kind of goofy that it wasn't like that to begin with. Save that. Oh. Done with that. Done with that. Delete that. Sin from my eyes. Okay, so we'll say fix blackjack weapon and fix desert tile. Just fix the desert tile set. That's all I'll say. I still have to do the sandy sunken pit stuff, but I can do that later. Probably later today, actually. And there you go. That's the stream, pretty much. Let's see if we've got to pull some Antikythera stuff. Commit error, or not error. Commit warning. Commit notice. Tooltips have been added by Veeker. Epic notice. So there you go, guys. Did some pretty good work today. We got a ton of work done on the scrapyard stuff where we were able to fix up the blackjack's placeholder graphic, get it in there, and obviously we memed by looking at some campaign missions earlier. That was pretty funny. I thought about that AI cast over thing that I mentioned errantly, like flippantly earlier, but I'm not going to do that on this stream. I'll just end up maybe recording one today. If you see one uploaded today, you'll know that voila. And if you don't see one uploaded today, you'll know, oh, There was still like lag or some crash or some shit. So I'll also probably post about it on the Discord server. So I'll catch you guys pretty soon. More Antikythera development coming up, more Hydra development coming up. There will be a stream tomorrow as well, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for hanging out, and bye.